Hello.
How's it going?
Good. Oh my God, you have such a nice background.
I
It's
know.
so forest.
Definitely not Canada, as you can imagine.
Yeah, definitely Guatemala.
Definitely Guatemala. Yes. Which also would explain the crazy birds that maybe we'll hear throughout this
That's
episode.
relaxing though. It's calming.
Yeah, some of them are aggressive, I will say,
Yeah.
but most of them are cool.
Are there dangerous
But yeah,
birds?
not to my knowledge.
Okay.
I
I know
don't,
in
yeah.
Australia they have like a bird that will kill you
Oh,
when,
I
when
feel
it's
like
big.
everything in Australia will kill you.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
friend was in Australia and she saw it and it's like
Oh.
massive and has giant talon feet and it'll kill
Wait,
you.
how does it kill you? With
I think
its
it's like very like
claws?
big and like yeah, it's got like I don't know. I'm like it's
Hmm.
large, and it's like
Interesting.
it's more. I feel like it was more maybe the size of like a flamingo or something.
Okay, that's terrifying.
Yeah, it's like one of those prehistoric looking birds.
Yeah, I don't think any birds here will kill you.
Is this? Should we make this the bird podcast?
I don't know much about birds to make it
Should
a
we
whole
just talk about
podcast.
birds the whole time?
That's what makes us kind of bitchy.
Just a little bitchy. You are in Guatemala. When did you
Yeah.
get there? A couple days ago, right?
I got here, yeah, like 3 days ago.
And it was a long travel day, but yeah, you're leaving Toronto.
Yeah, so but I'm never gonna leave it, I feel. Like I'm always just gonna come back and hopefully hopefully life allows me to keep moving a lot like this because it is my favorite thing to just be changing environments, you know what I mean? Like right now, the fall in Canada is beautiful and I was walking around uh the building and there was just so many colors and the air that you get there is just so cool and you're walking and you feel like you're in a Hallmark movie straight up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um so I like that. It lasts 5 minutes and then the first snowfall, that's where I start getting depressed. So that's why I was like, I'm just gonna get
Really?
out of
I
there.
feel like the first snowfall is like, yes, like it feels so refreshing and like, oh my God, it's snow, winter. And
Not to
then like
me.
after a week, it's like, okay,
Yeah, not to me. I really was not I was not made for Canadian weather,
okay,
but
that's fair.
there's some pluses, some minuses. I guess
Yeah.
just the fact that you can walk out and okay, no, I have a funny story actually. This one's podcast worthy.
Okay.
So, because I was gonna say you can walk out and engage in conversations with strangers and it's
Yeah.
just more kind of organic that way. But okay, so I was my literal last day in Toronto.
Yeah.
I was about to head out to meet up with my brothers and I took the elevator and the exact moment I took the elevator, there was a power outage. So yeah, and I was on the phone
Let's
with my
also
mom.
make a note that this is
Yeah,
my mother's apartment building.
yes,
You
that's
were
your
you were
mom's.
yeah,
Your mom's my
staying
landlord. Yes.
for
Um
like a week. So
for yeah, for 3 weeks. But yeah, so anyways, so literally and this is an old building, so it's from the 60s, right? Or something. Cool
yeah, yeah.
building. I love it. It's so cool.
But
But
old.
anyways, but old. So the elevator just kind of drops and goes back up and then the lights go off and I'm on the phone with my mom yeah, so the elevator just stopped. I'm stuck here. And she's like, "You need to click the button." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm clicking it. Nothing was happening." She's like, "You need to call the firefighters." I'm like, "Mom, I'm not going to do that shit. I don't want to be the person. I don't want to be the person that calls the firefighters, you know?" So, I eventually do because
You were in
like
there for a sec.
I was in there for 10 minutes and I was like, okay, this is a lot. I'm going to leave aside my social anxiety and then call them. So I did. And they were like, oh, by the way, if we get there or if the power gets back and then we're not there, let us know so we can not come all the way. And I was like,
Yeah.
perfect. And the power comes back up. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to call them. The minute I'm about to call them, I hear the sirens and I'm
Oh
like,
no.
fuck.
They turned the sirens on.
Yes, they stopped the traffic, Estee. I looked outside and people are looking everywhere and I'm like, holy shit.
Oh no.
So I'm like, okay, well, fuck, I'm gonna have to go tell them that was me. So I step out and then they're parking in front of the building and the most well, first of all, no, the first man that comes out is this old sweet man. He's just like, oh, are you the one that called? And then I'm like, yes. And then seconds later, 4 very tall, very rugged, very attractive
Yeah.
men come out of the truck
I knew they'd be
with
hot.
their gear and everything.
Oh
And I'm
my
like,
God.
oh my God. Okay, well, here we go.
There is something
Um,
so hot about a
yeah.
firefighter. Like,
It's just honestly, I feel like it's just because they just give you this feeling of, like, "You're safe. I got you."
Yeah. They are
Like
literal superheroes. They go into
yeah,
burning buildings. So, like,
literally.
it's h and when they're built too, like, usually they're pretty built. I
Mhm.
mean, there reaches an age where sometimes that, like, falls off, but when they're young and built.
But it's one of those I feel like it's one of those jobs that you have to be. They don't even do it because like,
Mhm.
it's fun. It's like, they literally have to be super fit to be able to carry people out of, like, burning buildings. Anyways, so, like, this guy's like, "Oh, well, are you okay? Like, do you need us to call an ambulance or something?" And I'm like, "Well, if, you know, if that's
You
gonna
could
keep you
carry
here
me there.
longer,
Yeah. I
you
think I
can
need to
piggyback."
be yeah, put over your back.
Yeah, basically. And I was like, "Oh, no, it's okay. I'm so sorry. Like, I called you guys and, like, this thing got fixed." And then they're like, "That's our job. Like, we just wanna make sure you're safe." And I was like, "Stop talking,
Ooh.
please."
They saw you walked out and they were like, "Yes." They're like, because hey, it could be anyone.
Right.
But literally, honestly,
Yeah.
was it a man or a woman when you were on the phone with the dispatcher?
Um, it was a guy.
Okay, so they were probably like, "Guys, hot woman, young."
Sounds young. She sounds hot. She sounds Latina. She sounds
Yeah.
Guatemalan. She sounds like
In
she's, like,
distress.
recently single. Let's go.
Yeah. Heartbroken, distress,
Heartbroken.
save her.
Well, I wouldn't
No,
say
ever.
heartbroken. Not
Okay, yeah,
anymore.
yeah, yeah, sorry, you're
But,
over it.
we're over it. We're healing.
Previously heartbroken.
Previously heartbroken. Needs to be picked up by a hunky firefighter. That's gonna do the trick?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, disappointingly, they did not carry me out of the
Okay.
elevator. They asked for my information, and I was like, "Yeah, can I give this information to that guy actually, not you? Like, you
Yeah,
seem
oh, yeah,
nice,
it
but you are
wasn't the
also,
hot
like,
one. Yeah.
65 years old and,
Yeah.
like, yeah, you're like my
Probably
grandpa
married.
vibes, but probably married. I hope so."
Yeah, well, you don't you would've if he wasn't married, but you gotta talk to the single ones, so
Mhm. There you go.
but
But yeah, so that's like a thing of like just, what I'll miss from Toronto, like the kind of randomness of
of
things
hunky
like this can happen.
firefighters.
And attractive firefighters will come to the
I
rescue
think you'll
if you call them.
probably here's my guess, okay? And you'll do whatever you'll do, but I think you'll stay in Guatemala for a bit, but I do think you will come back to have some because your brothers are there, your
Yeah,
mom's here.
my
I
family's
feel
there,
like
yeah.
at a certain point, it might be hard for you to, like, totally settle without your family, like, close by because it's really far, you
Yeah.
know? I don't know, like, I'm just guessing. I know because it was hard for me to, like, be
Mhm.
that far away and, like, travel that to make those trips and stuff, although, like, I was in a bad relationship when I lived that far away, so, like, I guess if you find a good like, at some point, like, a good partnership or something, and you're really, really content in that way, then maybe you will, go back and, like or not go back and just visit. Um,
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny because you tell me that, and people that are there tell me that, and people that are here are like, "You'll see, you'll stay." Like, you'll always go visit your family. It's just like and I honestly, like, if I could choose both, I would.
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to be able to, like, just be everywhere all at once.
Yeah.
But we have, you know, airplanes, we have
Yeah.
FaceTime, we have all these things now that it's like, I'll be fine, I think. If I do decide to stay here more permanently, which is the hope right now at
Yeah.
least, then
That's what you
I'll
have to do.
always yeah, just cause like, I kinda wanna give it a shot, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
feel like I never got that chance when I finished university. I was supposed to go away,
That's fair. Yeah.
and then I didn't.
Yeah.
I chose my relationship instead.
True. That's true. I
Which
forgot about that
yeah,
you were gonna go back. So that's
I've been
fair.
wanting that for a bit. Yeah, I've been wanting that for, quite a while, so now I'm like, "Okay, well, there's no obstacles, there's no excuses, there's nothing, so let's just do it." You know what I mean? But we'll see.
Yeah, and I think, so whatever, you meet some hot Latin guy there, and have a wonderful, beautiful relationship, and he has money, and you have money, and you just travel a ton.
Or just build an empire and
That's, like, my
that's,
ideal, like, that I can if my mom's in Toronto, that I can just be there whenever I want. Like, I can, it's just a train ride away, I just have to think about Billy, um, but that I basically it doesn't matter. Like, I can
Mhm.
just, like, go if I need to go right away or something,
Yeah.
Just easy.
To me honestly, that's the definition of, like, luxury, or not even luxury, but just, like, having, like, a really abundant life is to be able to decide, I wanna go here, and I wanna go see my family, and I wanna go see this, like, loved one and spend time with them, and I
Yeah.
can. Like, that to me, if I can do that, I don't need a freaking yacht, I don't need a mansion, I don't need shit. I need
Yeah.
the ability to, like, go back and forth, you know, or see new places that I wanna get to know and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just like, that's what we're building towards. Like, that's kind of like what we're yeah.
Yeah, I think so, and it's interesting because like, that is what I want. Like, I would love to I mean, I don't think it's that unusual that someone wants to live a life of freedom and the ability I mean, money just makes that easier, you know?
I feel
It
like
just
money is the
does.
vehicle to get there.
Yeah. It doesn't solve all life's
Yeah,
problems, but it sure as hell makes things easier.
it
And
does.
like it just makes a lot of choices simpler. Like, okay, I don't have to decide between two really important things to me. I just want, for example, like I want kids. When I have kids, I just don't want to have to make like really hard financial decisions in that way, which sounds maybe to some people a little bit like I don't know, like it sounds maybe I don't know what it sounds like. Does it sound bad to say that? I think I
I
just
don't
like
think so.
that's anyone's goal, right? Like I'm not talking
Yeah.
about buying my kids a fucking car or whatever, but I'm talking about like being able to, like, afford things and not think about it. Like, afford just normal things plus, like, fun things, nice things, be able to take my kids on a trip and be like, "Oh, yeah, this is something I can do," you know? And
Give
I'm
them
not gonna have to, like
experiences. Yeah.
yeah, experiences because I also grew up, like, pretty okay, you know? I
Mhm.
mean, I think, like, I grew up with good opportunities, and, like, I definitely went on, like, some trips with my mom, sometimes trips with my dad, like and I do think it, like, really added to my growth as a person and, like, life experience, and
For
not
sure.
everyone's able to do that when they're young or at all in life, and I don't know. Of course, I want the same and better for my kids, like, I want more for my
Exactly.
kids.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's just you want that because you had some form of that when you were growing up. And we were
Mhm.
talking about this with some friends last night, and it's like, you know how when you finish school, you think you're a grown like, you think you're, mature and you can make all these decisions, and you're kind of forced to by society a little to, like, be thrown in the deep end and just like, "Okay, decide." Like, decide your future right now. And we were saying how, like, I think 2 of us agreed that, like, if I ever had kids, I would want them to not do that right away and travel and be like,
Yeah.
"Listen, my gift to you will be to, like, fund, I don't know, like, a month of
Yeah.
your life in, like, Europe, and then you can figure out what to do," like or, like, whatever, like, I'm saying a month, but it can be X
No,
amount of
that would be
time.
amazing, though, like
And go see the world, like, it doesn't have to be Europe, I just said that because like,
Mhm.
that's what everyone does, but, like, you can go to, like, South America, you can go to Asia, you can go all these, like, different places from what you grew up with and just see what's out there, and maybe that's
Yeah.
gonna help you reconnect with, like, a part of you that you never got to meet or you never got to
Yeah.
see, you know?
Or, like, even we were talking about before, like, you were talking about paying off school debt, which is, like, so real, and, like, so many people I know have just that is a part of their life that they have to do that. Not having to have, like, debt right away when I was starting life was, like, really helpful for me and has been really helpful, and I'd love to be able to do that for my kids. Like, I think anyone would want that if they can, you
Yeah.
know? So it's, like, those kinds of things that, like, just like I mean, it does sound, I don't know, not classist, but just entitled, I guess. It sounds entitled. We all want the best for ourselves. That's
But I
what I
feel like
want.
that's, such a thing of, like, society lately, it's like, when you want something good for yourself, a lot of times that makes you automatically like a narcissist or like all
Yeah.
these labels that people don't like. First of all, did you go to school for like psychology? Like, can you diagnose me as a narcissist or as like a, whatever? Like, no, you can't probably. Most likely you
Therapy
went to
speak.
like, what's the tech bro-y one?
The
What's
tech
that
bro
called?
like a
Like, I
degree?
don't know. Yeah, or something. I can't think of
Like
any right
business.
now.
You went
That's
to
what I meant.
business.
You probably went to
No,
business
I have lots of
school.
friends who run
Like,
business. It's fine. It's good.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying you cannot diagnose me as narcissist if like, or any person for that matter. Like, I've never been called a narcissist, but I'm just saying like all these labels are thrown around the moment someone starts saying, I want something better for myself. I want to be able to like travel. I want to be able to have like freedom and have like my creative projects and do all these amazing things that I know I can do, it's like, well, why? Like, okay, like,
Yeah.
doesn't everyone deserve a chance to like do something they love and be happy?
Yeah.
Like,
I
why
think
is that a bad
we
thing?
all want that. That's like the most normal thing, human thing is to want nice things for yourself. Doesn't mean you don't want nice things for other people, and it doesn't mean you can't do nice things for other
Literally.
people, but we're literally like we are selfish creatures and
Mhm.
our existence is like really truly for our own survival and the things that impact us. And it's good that we're aware of that. But like I I'm normal human who wants, yeah, to live well if I can. Just
Yeah.
live well, like
Literally. No, and that's like something I wanted us to talk about our last episode, which is kind of what we're getting into right now is like having the balance between I call them like muggle jobs, like
Oh, yeah.
reference to like Harry Potter, like how it's like an ordinary job. Um and balancing that with like having something that you know you're doing for yourself and that you
Yeah.
want to see grow, which is kind like which is what we're doing right now. Like we're literally doing
Mm,
this cuz like we truly enjoy this and it's not like we're doing it cuz like okay, we have to have, you know, all these goals and all these results like within the first month. Like we're doing it because we love it. And we're
mhm.
conscious that like it's gonna take a while probably, or if ever it like takes off,
Yeah,
then that's fine. Like we are enjoying the process and as creative people, we have to do these shit. Like it
have to.
becomes yeah, it just becomes like I have to do this. It's not
Yeah,
like I want to, it's not that I should. It's like I need
have
to
to.
do this. I need to create.
Yeah, it's like my mom always says, like, I mean, I don't know if she says this. She says something along the lines of, like, artists do it because they have to, right? Like you're not
Mhm.
just I don't think she came up with that, but it's a concept, right? That like when you are an artist and a lot of people, for example, like she views what I do online, that I like post videos and things, she views that as art and calls me an artist
It
for
is.
like
Yeah.
not just for that, but that is she calls it performance art, and I agree. I do agree, not everyone thinks that, but to me, it's like it is my art form, my most, like, regular art form right now, which is making performance art. It's partially true, it's based on truth, but it's exaggerated, and I love making videos, I like to look nice, I like to do those things, and I have a, like, strong need and always have had inside of me, like, a need to create, and this is
Mhm.
just, like, the vehicle which I was able to. So, yeah, the idea that, like and I mean, I didn't have, like when I started making videos, like, I need to reach this and this right away. Like, I, of course,
Right.
have goals now and stuff, but I think it is a bit of a lie. I did have kind of a goal in mind in a way, but I didn't really have a sense of what would happen, how it would turn out. I just knew that I wanted to do it, and once I started making videos and, like, I realized how much I loved doing it and, like, how integral it's become in my life. So now, I mean, we do this anyway. We sit and we talk with each other about these
Literally.
things, like,
We're just
all
now
the
recording
time.
it. There's
Yeah,
proof
and
of our conversations.
yeah, and whether people want to listen to it or not, like, I think we both know that it's just something, like, that we need to do. Need to.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it just becomes this
Mm,
impulse of like kind of not
mm,
forcing yourself because you do want to do it. But
mhm.
it's for example, like, okay, our launch. Because now this is the first episode that
Mm.
we are recording after our launch on social media.
Yeah.
And we talked about like we there was a lot of prep, there was a lot of work that went into it, a lot of behind the scenes and all these stuff.
Delays and, like, oh my
Delays and like, holy
mostly
shit,
on my
no.
end.
No, I was gonna say mostly on mine because I was also traveling that week and everything. So but like the point is we knew this was coming, like or I'm gonna speak from my experience. I knew this was coming. I knew we were gonna do it. I knew it was gonna have to involve some form of like putting myself out there. Yet the moment I had to like do it, I was I I literally I full on was like anxious. And it's
Mhm.
been a minute since I felt that much like social anxiety. And it's so stupid because it's like there's no one around me. It's literally like Instagram. It's like a void. It's the internet. It's like not real. It's all these things. But I just had to like sit with that like uncomfortable feeling of like, this is me. Like this is literally me. And like I have to do this. Like there was just this voice in the back of my head that said, like, you want to do this, you have to do this. Right now, you're I guess, ego or like your conscious mind is like, you know, in a frenzy, but like ultimately this is what we want to do. And it's just kind of this impulse of like, you have to create, you have to do it.
Mhm.
And so
What were those anxieties though? Like, what was the anxiety you were really feeling?
like there's different layers, but I feel like the biggest one was like, I'm gonna be seen, you know?
Being
And like
perceived.
yeah, and I'm not someone that likes that, to be honest. Like I don't like to be the spotlight of any situation. But I also knew that like it's not like I'm putting up this like persona or like I'm like doing this crazy shit that like look at me. I'm just literally being myself. And why is it so triggering for me to be seen as myself, you know? So
Mhm.
like I had to sit with that of like it's okay that like this it's okay to like speak your mind. It's okay to be your own person. And like there's nothing actively dangerous with just being yourself.
Mhm. Yeah, it's definitely something to overcome being the first time that you're, like, truly putting yourself out there in that way, and it's just, like, a thing that takes time because I think it's, like for me, obviously, like, I knew I was gonna be posting the first videos I was posting was, like, "I've got big boobs," you know? I was like, that was the vibe, like,
Hmm.
I was like, "I have big boobs. I'm gonna go viral on TikTok for that." And it
Hmm.
worked. Um, so
Okay.
I already had a comfortability, I think, like, with myself and my body and that, so it wasn't, like, a huge deal for me to make videos like that. But then, yeah, once you do start to, like, talk a bit more about your life and, like, who you are and everything, um it definitely is a different feeling when people start to see that and make comments about it and stuff, like, people because what you're putting out right now, like, guarantee, yeah, if people see it, they're gonna have opinions on it, of course.
But yeah, did you have like when you started, did you have that feeling of like I need to do this? Like I know it's gonna take a lot of effort and I know it's gonna be like grueling to like put myself out there, but like I have to. Like, did you feel that too?
When I started, like, really first started, I was like I didn't really know what I was getting myself into, I think. I think I was like, "I wanna try this, and I wanna see what's happening, like, can I do this?" And then once I realized that I had, like, a skill for it, I was like, "Oh, this is something, like, that I wanna keep doing." And once I really, like, kind of found myself in because being online has really, like, boosted my confidence and, like, my style, my personal style. I just, like, become more aware of who I am, I think, in a lot of different ways. And even my mom sees that, like, she says, like, "It's been a benefit to you, to your, like, person." Um, that I think once I got to that kind of point, I was like, "Yeah, I know this is, like making this content is a benefit to my life." Like, not just, like, going viral, like, thinking about what I'm wearing, doing my makeup, like, getting so much joy out of creating a video of it, like, that is a real benefit to my life. And I do need to do that. Yeah, so it kind of, like, came at some point during, because it's always hard to start. Like, even doing this, like, yeah, I have some followers, but, like, doing this is very new, so it's nerve-wracking, of course. Like, I don't know how people will perceive what we wanna say or put out, but we wanna try and, like, I think, yeah, like, again, we're friends. I also view this as, like, you just moved to Guatemala, like, this is a good opportunity for us to continue to, like, stay in touch and keep up to date
Yeah.
sometimes. So,
Yeah, no,
I think even
100%.
yeah. Mhm.
Even then, like that alone, it's like a benefit of this whole thing. And I think that
Mhm.
that makes it worth it. But yeah, I know what you mean. And I feel like I don't know. Did you I'm curious because like I feel
Mhm.
I always try to trace back the things that feel very natural to you, like or people, like I'm not saying to you specifically, but I'm saying like for people, like things that feel very natural and very like effortless and just organic that come to you. Did you ever do that as a kid? Like did you ever dress up and like have like a little camera and like pretended that you were like in a show
Yeah.
or something? Did you?
Sure, I loved making videos. Like, I
Mhm.
always loved when I was younger, actually, it was one of my early birthday gifts that I remember was my mom got me a video camera. I wish I still had it. That
Fun.
would've been cool, but, like, yeah, she got me a video camera. It was probably, like, a little pricey for her too. I mean, it was used or whatever, but, and I remember I was like, "Yeah, I love the idea of having this," and I could, like, make something, and I always liked movies and stuff, so I don't know, I loved creating in that
That's true,
sense.
actually. That is one of your
Yeah.
passions. Yeah.
Yeah, so I always like, it was kind of always in the background, like, I would do those fucking, like I would make, Taylor Swift music video mashups, and,
Okay.
like, I would take it was specifically, like, Picture to Burn and, Our S Our Song, I think.
I
Yeah,
don't know
and I would
shit about Taylor Swift, I'm
oh,
sorry,
okay, yeah, yeah.
but I
It's like
believe you.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure you've heard them, but, I would make video mashups of those songs and stuff, and I don't know why I was doing it. And then I would sometimes make, like, diary entries, like, video diary entries, so I was always into it. And sometimes you have friends over and you make, like, fun videos. Oh my god, yeah. I went to summer camp for, like,
Mhm.
12 years, since I was, like, 7, and by the time I was, like, 13, I was videoing, like, a ton, like, I had either, like, a little video camera or, like, later on it was a bit bigger. I was taking tons of videos, and yeah, by the time I was, like, 13, I was making full, like, 20, 30-minute movies of the summer,
Oh
and I
my
loved it. I was
god.
doing it in iMovie, so they would be like oh my god, I wish I could find that.
I was gonna
My
say, like, do
Facebook
you
got
have
yeah.
footage?
My Facebook got fucking hacked, like, 2 years ago,
Ugh,
and they blocked it, and I lost a lot of shit that was on
no.
Facebook. So, I somewhere I have some of them, but yeah, they were really fun, and people loved them too because it's like, "Oh my god, Este's got all this content from the summer." So yeah, I always have loved making
There you
videos.
go. See? That's
Um,
what I mean. It's
yeah.
kinda like it kinda just had you had this, like, fire in you of, like, I
Mhm.
want like we were saying, like, I need to create, I need to do something
Mhm.
creative. I am a
Mhm.
creative person, so how am I gonna do it? That depends on the person, and that comes out differently sometimes. But yeah, I feel like you have to have a little bit of that, like, early on in your life. And I feel like
Mhm.
that's, like, a little glimpse of, like, what you should be doing, and I'm not saying necessarily, like, how you'll be earning your money and how you'll be earning,
Yeah.
like, your life,
Well, I
but
have
at
a real job
least
too, you know?
there
Real.
you go. Real. No, but I'm saying, like, even if it's, like, a hobby and even if it just stays
Mhm.
at that level of, like, something you do for fun, you
Mhm.
should do it because it gave you so much happiness as a kid to do it, you know what I mean? Like, for
Yeah.
me, it was always taking pictures. Like, if I trace back the
Yeah.
very first things that I loved doing as a kid, taking pictures, and I do it to this day, and I
And you're
don't
good at it.
thanks. I don't have this feeling of, like, I need to do it to earn money. If I ever do that, then that's fun.
Mhm.
But, for example, like, I took the pictures of my brother's, like, wedding pictures with him and his
Mhm.
wife. That was so fun, and I was so into it and in the moment, and this is what I mean, like, I obviously, like, that was, like, my wedding present to them, like, one of them. And it was just so fun for me to do.
Mhm.
So, we have to do these things of, like, what keeps us motivated, what keeps because then, like you said, they're gonna bring something positive to you, whether that
Mhm.
is to remind you how creative you are, to remind you
Mhm.
how like, what you have to say or whatever. You just have to do it.
100%. And
Yeah.
even in this all this creating, like yeah, and because then I made, like, a short film with my mom for her one of her projects, and, like, I'm really proud of that, and now I wanna make more. And I've always loved the idea of making, like, films. So I think doing this creating has just launched, like, the desire to do more, which is so satisfying. I think people who, like, have that creative drive I don't know, there's a level I mean, they're also notoriously depressed, but there's a level of satisfaction I feel like
Welcome to
that
the
comes
arts.
from yeah, yeah. It comes from the, like, making something and being proud of it, if you're able to be proud
Mhm.
of it. You know, there's always gonna be it's
Yeah.
never gonna be finished, it's never gonna be whatever, but it's a real, I don't know. I'm really happy that I was able to, like, come into that because I always felt like I don't know about you, but I'm from, like, a very artistic family, um, and I always felt like I wasn't an artist compared to them, you know?
Mhm.
And now where I am in life, I feel like I can say that I'm an artist. I don't know, is your family
I
art
was thinking, well, they have different outlets for their
Yeah.
creativity, but no one like I definitely wouldn't say I grew up in like an artistic family. Like, for example, your mom, you see her, you're like, she's an artist. Like you can
Yeah.
just tell, like you can just the vibe and everything. Um, my mom would write a lot. Like that was her outlet. She would write like poems, she would like recite them. She would basically like slam poetry when she was younger. She still writes, but not as much. And I'm always trying to encourage her to like write a book because I know it would be so fucking good. Um, my younger brother, he does like furniture. Like he'll find like a random piece of like wood and then like turn it into like a candle holder or like something, or he'll just like revamp furniture, and he loves doing that shit. He also like does candles, and it's so like
Oh my
he's
god.
such a like he's just like a rugged dude, and he's just like very like, and then he has this like artistic side of like, doing these little wood decoration thingies, which is really cute.
That's funny.
And then my older brother, which I would say he's like the biggest influence I have of like artistic outlets. He takes pictures, he plays the guitar, he also writes, he loves music, and he's kind of like been an influence in my life for that kind of like, art kind of arena.
So it's in your blood.
It is in our blood, like, and then but everyone has different avenues of like, you know, putting that in the world,
Yeah.
even in, like, within our family and stuff, and you see it, and it's like, well, even yeah, you know what I mean? Like, even if someone that you don't expect, I'm sure has an outlet of creativity and, like, how to bring some of their essence into the world.
Something that I was wondering about, and I was gonna ask you, was how important is it for you to have a creative partner?
I feel like for me, it's important for them to, like, get it, for them to, like, have some curiosity around that, and not necessarily, like, just about, like, my creativity, but, like, in general, like, being able to, like, appreciate a good movie or being able to sit down and listen to, like, a really good song or a really good album and, like, discuss it and, like, really just appreciate it. That to me, it's, like, important because I am that way, and I feel like if I'm gonna connect with someone on a very much deeper level, then that's part of it.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I would also like them to like encourage like that creativity within me, and I'll encourage theirs, because it's important to have always like someone keeping you accountable of like, you are good at doing this, you have
Yeah.
a gift, or you're talented, or like you should do that, and like just keep motivating each other. Um, it would be fun to have someone that, I could use as a muse and they could use me as their muse, because that's always just like very, very cute and very nice. And that's a layer to the relationship. But yeah, I don't think it's a necessity per se. I think as long as they understand and are able to like focus on that, then that's amazing. What about
Yeah,
for
I
you?
think yeah, no, I think the same, like, I think for me, it's yeah, about that openness and willingness to understand, like you were saying, and I think for me, like I mean, I've had this conversation with my mom before of, like, she thinks I wouldn't date or I shouldn't be with an artist, I should be with, like, a lawyer, which I kind of agree in that, like, I need someone who is creative or, like, has a desire to be creative or has something in them that is, like, drawn to creativity, but not necessarily someone who is an artist, like, in their career life, maybe an artist, um, for a number of reasons, and I have dated artists, like, I think they're kind of notoriously like they have some problems, and I love artists, we all have problems, but I think, like, if you look at a lot of the famous artists, like, they got problems, especially, like, family-wise, and there's depression and things because it has to drive you a little bit, like, there has to be something deeper inside of you that drives you to create in that way, and they really put the art first. If you're true like, a true artist, I don't think I am that way like my mom is or my sister is, where it's like you put the art first, and that can be hard when you're in a relationship with someone. So that being said, I think I need someone who's very open to creativity, and wants to learn and maybe like and just someone I can talk to about it. And like you said, inspires because for me, like, yeah, you want like a partnership and that back and forth where they like you build each other up and you value their opinion on things, right? So I think that's really important. But yeah, I don't know if I could be with like a musician or a paint, you know, an artist in that way.
I mean,
It's
I
like a fine
could,
line.
and
Yeah,
his name
yeah.
is Bad Bunny, but that's
Yes.
about it. That's where I draw the
That
line.
that we know, and now the internet knows.
Yeah, the internet knows my secret, which has
Yeah.
never been a secret that I'm obsessed with this man. But no, I totally I understand what you mean, and I feel like yeah, like you have to be like to really pour yourself into art.
Mhm.
You have to do just that. You have to pour yourself. Sometimes there's nothing left for other things,
Mhm.
and that's like that's fine. Some people that's how they function. That's how they
Mhm.
make it work. But yeah, we're similar in the sense that like we do like we love it and everything, but
Yeah.
we know it's like one component of our entire like
Yeah.
yeah, like constellation of who we are, basically.
And to tie it back to what we were talking about at the beginning, which was about money, there is like, you know, we do want some stability. If you and I were talking about, okay, like we probably want, I mean, I don't know, maybe you, for me, I'll speak for myself, that I need some stability in terms of income, right?
Mhm.
And I don't think that I want to be the breadwinner in my life. I just don't think that that's like a pressure that I want for myself unless I absolutely love what I'm doing. So, you know, being an artist isn't the most stable job. And so
But it's
being with
fun.
it's totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
We do
But
it for the fun.
yeah, being with someone who also has like some stability, like a lawyer or something that is like a real income, that is nice too. Because the other stuff,
Yeah.
it's kind of like a lottery, right? Like if okay, you do well, you do well, it's not guaranteed. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
But it's tough. I
Yeah, I
don't
mean
know. It's a yeah, sorry.
there's different kinds of like of relationships. Like I was gonna say some of them are transactional in the way that like, you don't really care if that person's like artistic or like whatever. Like that's a side of them where you're like, like I feel like there's versions of yourself that sometimes are more convenient for your partner to like see. And so for what I want for myself is someone that like actually sees me and sees like part of that is my creativity and part of that is like my need to like just be, artistic and do these things. And like there's no really like a lot of pressure in the sense of like, like we were saying, like we're not gonna like lose ourselves in what we create, but it is a part that's important for us. So when you're with someone that sees that and tries to bring out that side of you, like to me that's like beautiful and that's what I want, like in terms of like the support that I feel like I
Yeah.
want from someone. Um, and yeah, we had mentioned at some point like admiring them and also respecting them and like that
Yeah.
therefore respecting their opinions and their feedback. That is also like a really nice plus. And I feel like that just
Yeah.
brings a dynamic to the relationship that it's like
Not even a
nice.
plus, like, I'm realizing how important it is for me to really obviously respect, but, like, respect and, like, value their opinion and look up to someone
Hmm.
that you're with, like, and be like, "Wow, this is someone that I like." It's hot. I don't know. It's hot.
It is
If I
hot.
think someone is
It is
smart,
hot.
if I think they have good ideas,
Reassurance is
it's
hot.
literally it just is, yeah.
Yeah.
It's tough. I don't know. I'm just gonna one day my handsome, hot, successful, creative, lawyer husband will come and it'll all just fall into place. Honestly, maybe I'll find him in Paris because I will be in Paris next week. Oh
Yeah.
my God, I'm going, yeah, I go on Monday. So maybe I will have an update on my French husband
So
or not.
exciting.
Probably not.
Yeah, never close yourself. Keep the options open.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like you'll toss in a few French words there and like they'll be like, "Ooh, who's this hot Quebecois that just like ordered
Yeah, well, I
coffee
was talking to my
flawlessly?"
mom on the phone. I was like, "Mom, my accent, I do a Quebec accent now. Like, I don't know, it's gonna be interesting." She's like, "Well, you don't speak French, so it's fine." And I was like, "That is a fucking read, okay."
Thanks, mom.
So we'll see how that goes. But
Yeah,
and then next time we do have an episode, I will be in Paris. You'll be in Guatemala. So it's very international,
very
very good
international of
vibes.
us. Very grown up,
Hmm.
very glamorous of us.
Yes.
Love it. Okay,
Okay,
well, this was
let's catch
fun
up
as
later.
usual. And yeah, have a
Loved it.
great weekend.
You too. Enjoy
Okay.
the weather.
Bye.
Bye.